Information, thank you very much. Okay. Back to the agenda. Managers report.
None tonight.
None. All right, old business. We have the setback issue with 422 Limerick Road.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I gave you the findings of fact that was signed by the ZBA this afternoon based on their review of the case. I believe the applicant of the ZBA, Mr. Labonte, is here tonight, as well as the folks that are Mr. and Mrs. Wells, who are most likely be purchasing the property here soon. So they're sitting right there.
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
she's
She
gone.
went to the restroom, but.
Oh, okay. Right. So, I guess they're here to try to see what this board is going to do after those decisions made by the ZBA.
So I guess I'll start with, I'll turn the floor over to you folks. You say, what you wanna say, and then we'll deliberate and kind of figure out which route we wanna go.
Jason Labonte, I'm the builder. So basically, kind of previous meeting that we've already had, it was ZBA. I think most of you are kind of already under the understanding of exactly what has happened and what we're looking for. I think Mr. Neto from your last meeting.
Right.
So I'll kind of read that over real quick. So basically what we did, we had kind of set the house to what we thought was off about 50 foot right away with the monumentation that we had. To later found out after a bank survey was done, that it was actually really a 66-foot right away. Because of it, we're not in compliance, 3.5 feet to the foundation, 4.5 feet to the overhang. So what we're asking for is some sort of a remediation from council, because obviously we can't meet the terms of the CBA with the 5 rules that they have. So last meeting we had discussed, yeah, we could cut, a few feet off the garage, but obviously that has no benefit to my customer and I'm building a house for. Has no benefit to the town other than just getting the house a little further from the road, which we're already further from the road already, being that we have a wide right of way in front of our house for a very short distance on that road, because there used to be an old railroad bridge that crossed the Eastern Trail. So it's a very short distance of the road, roughly around 500 feet on each side of the Eastern Trail that has that little bit deeper right of way. So obviously the city wouldn't benefit anything by us shortening that garage any at all, but the city would actually benefit, if there was some sort of a penalty or something like that I could help, funding the new town building or whatever, in repercussion of this. So I'm willing to, obviously benefit my customer and benefit for the town, willing to take on whatever I need to do to kind of make everybody happy in this situation.
Comments from the board?
Well, I was really surprised to find that we owned more than a 50-foot right of way. I wonder how many places there are in the state of Maine like that, because normally that's what you have. You don't have that extra bump out there in the right of way.
I think it's safe to say we were too.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know about it until you came and I asked the highway foreman. And he goes, oh yeah, it goes from the campground road to the mountain road. I says, you're kidding. He goes, no, it's because 100 years ago there was a railroad there. Well, that was 100 years ago. And why didn't it straighten out when the railroad was gone? Why didn't the right of way just straighten it out? I don't know.
We knew that when we did the Eastern Trail, that's why we were able to put that much parking there,
Yeah.
because of that. Roger came back and said, geez, hey, the right of way is actually wider than what I thought, and that's why, but.
I don't think I ever gave that a thought about, yeah.
So, let's talk a little bit about, consent decree. I know at the last meeting, that this came up. There was comment from the majority of the board that not really big on consent decrees, but we need to figure out how to move forward, so.
In a
asking
case
for
like
any
this, I don't
input
have a
from the-
problem with a consent agreement.
my review of findings of fact, and what has transpired here, I would certainly agree that, that taking a position of modifying that home now that it's built, for whatever reason, whatever decisions were made, would be pretty extreme. But they've been done before in the state of Maine. But, if you see fit not to do that, I think there needs to be, and I don't know what the number is, but there needs to be a substantial fine or penalty imposed upon the builder, based on what has occurred here. What that number is, I'm not sure yet. We'd have to try to, dig down and figure out what that number is, but that would be my recommendation to you folks, is to go ahead and work through a consent decree with these folks, but come up with a fee that really is sending a message to anybody else that's building here, to make sure that that setback is accurate, whether that means that you initially go ahead and hire a surveyor to come in and do your work prior to making it, but, I think we need to do something substantial.
So Bonnie, could you bring this into compliance?
Yes,
You could, by taking down part of the garage, that would I understand. What would it cost you?
probably 10 grand.
And Mr. Wells, would you be looking for something off the already negotiated price if you lost some square footage of the garage? I'm thinking you would.
I'm thinking we would too,
Yeah.
but at the same time, the reason we're building a 3-car garage is because we wanted a bigger garage than what we have today, so it's kind of a tough, yes, the answer is yes, but it would be a tough pill to swallow.
I certainly think it's unfortunate that it happened. I myself have found myself in this position before, though, not to that extreme, but I am a builder as well, and I've had a similar issue, not house-wise, but I had a corner of a deck that ended up being over the property boundaries and asked for forgiveness. I don't know, do you think half of what it would cost Mr. Labonte
That's what I'm
to
thinking.
fix it, $5,000 fine? I mean, does that seem fair, Jay? Or-
I think it's fair. I have no problem with that.
I certainly don't want their house to get ripped apart, and that pushes closing back, that pushes everything back.
And I appreciate it for my customer, because I really want to build him what he wants.
Yeah.
In my mind, before he threw that number out, in my mind, I had $10,000 in my mind. That's what I had it for a point. I firmly believe that it's the onus of the, you know, the applicant and whoever he hires to make sure that they're right, and, you know, it's unfortunate, but, you know, fortunate is not our issue, so, you know, we need to make sure that builders come into this town and do things right, so I don't think 5,000 is enough, but that's just my opinion, so. We have a couple of numbers out there, if somebody wants to go ahead and throw a motion.
Split the baby, split the difference.
7,500?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion for 7,500.
Okay, we have a motion, for 7,500. Do I
I'll
hear a
second that.
A motion, seconded by Velma. Any other discussion?
And we got the legal fees, for the consent decree. Won't be too much money, I don't think, but that'll be on you too.
It's fine.
Probably a couple $100, right? Yep. So, for discussion, if this gets approved tonight, that has to be signed by the board, correct?
Correct. It'll be a while, but I spoke to Mr. Wells, he's spoken to his bank.
Right.
If you take action tonight, I think his bank is going to work with him to finish up and wrap up the things with Mr. Labonte and the financing piece, based on what you do tonight.
I think the key for Mr. Labonte is that, well, that, they sold their house. So they're kinda ready to move, and the longer this takes.
July 5th, we're homeless if we don't have a
So
place to
we're gonna try to,
One of those.
Standard 4th of July.
So I don't, can I ask a question, or is it you vote on that first? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just-
hold on.
So, let's say you vote, and that's done, will that allow, so you voted, it's final, it's formalized, we've got the minutes, Mr. Trevetta, will that allow Jim Nagel to do his inspection and issue an occupancy permit? That will, so he'll be,
I think you'd be satisfied with it.
he'll be okay to do that, okay, perfect,
Yeah.
great.
So is that motion 7,500 plus the
Plus
legal
the,
fees?
plus the attorney fees.
Yeah.
I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Should it be my attorney or the town attorney to draft that up?
Well,
As far as the consent decree?
Well, town council.
Oh,
will.
oh,
And how fast do you think we could probably have them do that?
I don't know.
I'll talk to her tomorrow, and we'll see how quickly we can get it wrapped up.
Okay, alright, that'd be great.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor? None opposed, the motion carries unanimous.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
We do too.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Hopefully it's not rude if we leave now.
No.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the Pine Tree Waste Transfer Station operation.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I met with officials from Pine Tree Waste last week. As you know, they had come to us initially with a proposal to do away with collection of cash at the transfer station. They wanted to go to punch cards that have been in place for many, many years. And then anybody who has any other things, that if they don't have a punch card, then they would pay by check. So they wanted to initiate that, and as of July 1, and I indicated to them that just wasn't gonna be possible, because if we're gonna make the change, we need to have some more information up here. So we're looking at a September 1 timeframe to begin that process. So it gives us a couple months to get information out, if in fact that's what you guys decide to do here. I spoke with them. We would begin to not only sell them at the transfer station, but we would buy a block of them on a periodic basis, quarterly, from Pine Tree, and have them at the town hall. So folks, when they come in, pick up their stickers, or they're registering their car, or anything like that, they can come in and purchase a card from us, a punch card at the office. There, they have the uniqueness to use credit card, they can use check, they can use cash, whatever they desire at the town hall, and they can do it the 5 days a week that we're open. So I think it gives our residents a far more ability to be able to transcend into this punch card system at the transfer station. I didn't know this, I spoke to Roger again today, but years ago when the town was operating the transfer station, you did away with cash, you went strictly to a punch card system, people got used to it, we sold them at the town hall, and it worked. So I guess what we're really proposing is to go back to that system, in terms of, getting rid of your stuff at the transfer station. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we also talked about the town of Kennebunkport still looking for a place to have recycling done. The Casella folks said they can accommodate them at our transfer station on off days that we're not open. They would place a roll-off container there, they wouldn't be able to compact anything. So the Kennebunkport residents who take part of this, they would have their own sticker system. They would go up on off days that we're not open. They would then deposit their material into there, and then they'd be on their way. So I guess what we're looking at, and I'll take whatever questions you have. We have two issues that we're talking about. Whether we're gonna go to a strictly punch card system for our residents, and whether or not we wanna entertain exploring further a relationship with the town of Kennebunkport in terms of them getting rid of their recyclables here at the Arundel transfer station. So those are two things that we need to discuss.
So I'm certainly in favor of the punch card, and I think what we need to do is, if we're gonna go to that, is get all the specifics, how much it's gonna be and what have you, and then let's get that out there. let's get it out there, let's put it there, let's put it in the Arrow, let's put it on the website, and let's make sure that, we give plenty of notice, that when it's gonna happen, so.
And then before it happens, send everybody my big postcard reminder of what's gonna happen.
That's fine.
You should still be able to buy them at the
Yes.
transfer
You
station.
can buy the
so
transfer
check,
station,
okay.
but you can only use a check to do
Right.
it. And then you can purchase them anyplace else.
How do they, what's the arrangement with Kenny Bunkport? Are they paying, Casella?
They would
direct?
be, they're gonna be paying Casella, directly for that. We're gonna have to charge them, and that would be the other thing. They understand that we would have a charge associated with whatever cost we have there. Talking to Roger today, he said if they have an open container, I can guarantee we're gonna have to go up there and push it down for them, because they're gonna fill it. So I'm gonna work in a price, and I'll bring it back to you, a price that we would be doing some labor-intensive crushing of those things they would have to pay for, and then whatever it costs us to operate the station on a per-day basis, I'd have to come up with a cost there. They won't be using a lot of electricity, but during the evenings, when it gets later at night, when the sun goes down a little later, a little earlier, they'll have electrical costs and those kinds of things, and then they'll staff it with their personnel. The only benefit that Casella could see about having it there is that it may morph into more than one day for Kennebunkport, where then Casella could hire people full-time to be there 4 days a week to operate the transfer station, where they would be able to take care of that, and maybe get some staffing, more qualified staffing. Unfortunately, I think that's what's happening to a certain degree, is that the folks they have working have a difficulty staying ahead of the whole thing.
So there'd be somebody there at all times when the gate is open?
That is correct. When the gate is open, I think the interesting thing we're gonna have, as you all know, is our residents, if they know it's open on a Sunday for a Kennebunkport, they may be trying to sneak in here, so that will be something else that we'll have to, and our days of operation aren't gonna change. But,
I'm not a big fan of having our transfer facility open on days that we can't use it.
Well,
Even though they're paying for it,
I think those are some of the things that we need to decide. I think the first thing would be, if we're okay with the punch card system, we'll go ahead and begin that process. And then what you wanna do with Kennebunkport, and how you wanna manage that.
You need a motion for us for the punch card?
Yes, that would be great.
Right, so I'm looking for a motion to move forward with the punch card system.
Second.
Okay, motion by Jason, seconded by Tom. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Okay, good, and then you'll get back to us on the recyclables with Kennebunkport.
Yep, I'll try to work up some numbers and run that by them, see what they think, and then obviously by you folks. But to Jason's point, how do you all feel about that? The station's open, what are your thoughts about?
I would almost approach Kennebunkport to pay for the operation of a full day of both towns' operation, Give Arundel an extra day to get rid of the trash, and the bonus is Kennebunkport can go up and get rid of
Rid of
their
the
recycling.
recycling. Oh, that's an idea.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not gonna have people sneaking in there.
Oh, it's gonna be a nightmare.
But consolidation is
Yeah.
Can I just ask one question for the town manager? I don't-
Yep.
So if you're using credit cards, who's gonna pick up the credit card fees for that?
The credit card fee is put onto the consumer at the town hall now. So if you go in there, whatever credit card you use, it gets charged to you.
Make sure the town's not doing transaction.
Okay, good. All right, next item is videotaping of meetings. And I will apologize to the board. I got everything all squared away. I've been playing around with a couple of different GoPros and a couple of different mics, and I forgot them at home. So, but I think it's gonna work out pretty good. My plan is to set up I have two different GoPros, so my plan is to kind of set them both up. And on all three, and then during the week, I'll review the tapes from all and then kind of make a determination of what works best. I have an older GoPro that I could, you know, let the town use, GoPro and battery pack, to make sure that we have these long meetings covered. I would let the town use until we figure out what we're gonna do with the new town
Okay.
hall, but, so I think that'll work out pretty good. The nice thing about the GoPro is it's a nice wide angle lens. You can get a lot closer and, see all our pretty faces and hear us. So, I will make sure that I get that taken care of and ready for the next meeting. I
So
apologize.
logistically, should we be chatting with you prior to this, Tad and I, to figure out how we're gonna?
No, let's do a test. I
Okay.
wanna do a test at one of our meetings,
Okay.
and then I can pick which avenue works best. I won't let the town use my newer camera, but I think my older
Oh,
camera will
gee.
work pretty good. I think it'll work out very well for what we need here, so.
Don't
But-
trust us, huh?
No, I want that camera, that's got some features that I like, and I wanna be able to have it this summer, so, so that's where we are.
We don't have to watch your drone fly around here, do we? It's not on your drone, is it?
No, that's got a built-in camera. It's out there watching the truck.
Yeah.
Okay, new business, lease purchase for the Ferrara rescue pumper.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I provided to you, 5 financial, leasing companies or leasing lending institutions that have given us a amount, or a percentage rate, as well as what the annual payment would be for 5 payments. Based on the information that I've provided here, and I've double checked, particularly with Community Leasing Partners, they're a affiliate, they're not actually affiliated with Ferrara Fire Equipment, but they do a lot of leasing for them. I looked at the percentage rate and the annual payment, and it doesn't add up.
No.
So I reached out to, the representative from Ferrara, and he talked to the financial institution, they're gonna honor that $97,878.76 as the annual payment for the truck. So, based on all the information I have and what I've reviewed here, it would be my recommendation, based on, the amount of annual payment, to move ahead with Community Leasing Partners for the lease purchase of the truck.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
We can get that in writing, right?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion by Jason.
Actually, should I make a motion?
No.
I'm just gonna ask that, I don't,
Is this another one of those gray
I don't
areas?
think Jason should make that now.
Yeah,
I'll make
I
it.
probably should back out of that.
So we have a motion by Tom. I'll second. Seconded by Phil, to go with Community Leasing Partners, for 5 payments, yearly payments, for the sum of $97,878.76.
Is any of that coming out of TIF money?
Yeah, how it's broken up this upcoming year is 45,000 from capital reserve,
Yeah.
57,000 from the community, the utility safety TIF.
Okay.
So, and the utility safety TIF, we believe is gonna stay at the 57,000 level for the next few years, so more than half of it will be paid through the utility safety.
All right, good.
Any other discussion on that?
Does that affect the number that was approved at town vote? Would that put that number in half, or?
It does not.
It doesn't? All right.
Yeah, the amount what we approved at the time was not to exceed $460,000 for a lease purchase on
Okay.
the truck. And we're putting $100,000 down.
Okay, no other discussion, all those in favor? One abstention, Jason.
So we aren't really financing the 459,247, we're only financing
No,
359.
we're financing $459.
459, because the truck is
The truck is $559.
559, okay.
All right.
I thought maybe they'd give us a deal.
I think we're getting a deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is the July 4th holiday.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
staff has asked me about that, Mr. Chairman. July 4th is a Thursday. They're thinking of whether or not you folks would see fit to give them the 5th off as well. That's up to you. I indicated did I bring it forward? You have to you folks.
So I'm looking for a motion to.
So moved.
Yeah,
We have a motion by Phil,
I'll second that.
seconded by Velma to, approve a July 5th as a holiday for town staff.
I think you gotta abstain.
Can I vote on this one, guys?
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Yeah.
One abstention.
You're gonna back that home.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a couple of, catering permits.
Yes, we have, two catering permits. The first is for a date of function of June 28th, 2019. It's going to be at the Cape Arundel Golf Course. It's a rehearsal dinner. All the paperwork is in. It's been signed off, they've given us the information that we need. Would be my recommendation to approve, this catering, permit as presented.
So moved.
Second,
Motion by Tom, seconded by Velma to approve the catering permit for the for the June 28th, dinner party at, golf course, right?
Yeah.
Cape Arundel Golf Course. Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries.
The next permit, again, is at the Cape Arundel Golf Course. It's for a function on July 11th. Looks like it's a,
looks like
Private
they're member
club,
guest dinner.
club members,
Yeah,
new
member guest
members, they have a private function getting together. The same caterer, is also, catering this function there, at that time. All the information is presented, it would be my recommendation to once again have this approved as well.
Second,
Okay, motion by, see, we can do something. Motion by Jason, seconded by Velma to, approve the function on July 11th, 2019 from 4 to 8 p.m. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. Okay. Looking for a motion for payroll warrant?
It would be
No.
payable, just
Payables.
payable, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Payable.
across the wrong.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
off,
payable.
we're off,
payables,
Payables,
so
yeah.
moved.
Sorry.
Okay, motion by Velma, seconded by Jason. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. Anybody else get any other things they wanna bring up?
Traditionally, we have election of officers at this meeting.
Yeah, he's gonna have it for the next, I mentioned it to
Okay.
him this morning, today, and,
He
Yeah.
mentioned it to me, I'd given this a thought, but I thought I'd wait till the first.
Okay.
Yeah. we'll have it the next one.
Unless we're gonna have some controversy.
Let's hope.
Okay.
Good job.
Dan, you wanna print your name on that too?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Dan, are you gonna rough draft that letter for the school board? I'd like you to do that before the next, officers are appointed. It still falls on you.
There you go.
So, I'll rough draft it, you can wordsmith it, and then I would ask that you send it to the school administration. Oh, pass this down. Yep, I can do that. Okay,
We want all of our signatures on that.
Motion adjourned?
motion by Jason to, you're doing so good. Motion by Jason to adjourn, seconded by Phil, all those in favor? At, 8:50 p.m.
Oh, God.